struggling with service back here. I don't know why. That's new. It must got something to do with the weather, because I never had this kind of problem with the internet back here. So not this kind of service this bad. So it must be the weather. So just want to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the pivots we made and the adjustments we made since COVID, since 2020 and the whole year of 2020 and going into 2021. Some of the things we're doing to stay in business and stay active in the senior world. So I'm gonna share with y'all a Q&A, couple things that I'm working on, and then I'm gonna go into a Q&A for y'all. Try to get down here once in a while. It's just been wet and icy. So what I've been working on, is a new business came just out of nowhere, like a whole new stream of income kind of developed into like his own business, where my nose ain't looking crazy, is it? Where we were doing it already, but not as a focus. But now since COVID and things have just been changing, and we have been having to seek opportunities and do business a little differently. Some opportunities presented themselves, and one of them one of the opportunities that I'm gonna share with you guys here shortly is just something simple that we were doing beforehand, but we just turned it into a full business. So that's assisted living placement. So it was just just something we would do when we get the calls, when families, if families come call us, or like our home care services looking for somewhere to place their parents, and we don't have any beds, we would just send them to somebody in the community, another facility, and we'll get a referral fee like that. But I was never like particularly just marketing for people, for potential residents for assisted living, because our beds fill up pretty quickly, and we never really needed any more help. Besides, I didn't have to do much more marketing besides what we were doing to fill our beds up pretty quickly. So now that all our beds are filled, well, not all of them, because now we're working with some other people, but all my personal facilities, all my personal homes, beds are filled. So I've been getting a lot of calls from other assisted living owners who say they've been having trouble getting their beds filled. And I've been just networking and talking to other people, other owners, other operators, and they just saying that the referral companies that are in the market haven't been effective as bringing residents as they used to be. So I seen that as an opportunity. I know how to market. We already have a deep referral network in the marketplace. So I took it as an opportunity to scale this arm of the business. Like, okay, we were doing it passively, but now we're actively marketing and pursuing potential residents for assisted living, not just for ours, but for the community in whole. And then we're sending these off to, we're passing these leads off to other facilities for a fee. And our fee is the industry fee is 1 month's rent, and 1 month's rent usually is at least $3,500 at the minimum in my market. So every time we get a lead, every time they close on them, we get $3,500. So as you can see, that's a pretty lucrative opportunity. So we doing, our goal is to do at least 10 a month. That's $35K a month. Just passively generating leads and then passing them off as referrals. not doing much of anything different. I just tweaked some of the ads that I already had running online. Some of the signage that I was putting out, bandit signs, we just got some different ones that we using the same routes. And then we're just, now we're marketing for residents, not necessarily for our facilities at this point, but for, all facilities in our marketplace. And I feel like this is a great opportunity for you guys in your marketplace to not only just get into business, and if you're already in the business, in the industry, it's a good way to add, a revenue stream to what you're already working on. So just by adding assisted living resident placement to whatever you're doing, you could potentially add, $3, $4, $5, $6 grand a month to your income, to your revenue stream. And that, at the end of the year, that can make a big impact on your outcome of, your success or failure. Because all of those funds could definitely be rolled right into your other businesses, as far as your home care or getting your assisted living set up for your own. Even if you don't have an assisted living, you can start marketing for assisted living residents and passing them off to other facilities for that referral fee. And that referral fee, the industry standard. So when you call these people and ask them, do they need, would they like to set up a referral program with you, a referral partnership is what I call it. You just tell them, that you'll provide the residents for the industry standard rate, and they're going to know what the industry standard rate is because it's 50%. I mean, it's usually 100% of the first month's rent or deposit, whatever you want to call it. So, just to give you like a quick breakdown of how one of those transactions look, so what we do is I just order 500 signs this month for that. So out of the 500 signs, and I'm gonna hit 4 different counties. I put out 125 signs that say assisted living, 3,500. Well, I put 3.5K slash. Now this is the exact sign slash month. So it's like assisted living. This is a bandit sign. Assisted living, 3.5K. That's 3,500K /MO a month, and all inclusive, dash inclusive, all capital, just L, the A capital and the I capital and inclusive. So that's the first 2 lines on the sign. I'm just breaking down the bandit sign. The first thing says assisted living. The second says 3.5K /MO for month, all inclusive. So that's assisted living, 3,500 a month, all inclusive. So that means all the bills, everything is included, food, clothing, not clothing, but food and everything that goes along with having your assisted living. And then at the third line, it's a phone number. So I never put more than 3 lines on the bandit sign. So it's 3 counties that I really like to hit in Maryland. The 3 richest counties in Maryland is Montgomery County, Anne Arundel County, and Howard County. And those are the 3 counties where I put my signs at, because those are the counties where most families can afford 3.5 and up. So we put those signs out. We put out 125 a week. And, as calls come in, we just vet them, get them into our database. And wherever they're interested at, wherever they're located, when the families are interested in going, they either in Anne Arundel, Howard, or Montgomery counties in Maryland. Now this is right outside of the District of Columbia, of DC. So it's a very high net worth communities, and they can afford that, the monthly payment. 3,500 a month. Assisted living in Maryland is cheap. So that's like, that's why I put that cheap number on there to get them like, oh, mom is paying 45, mom is paying 55. Let me call this 3,500 to see if they're, see what they have to offer. So we put a low number on the sign, but obviously we have rooms going up, to 5,500 and even 6,000 for some facilities that we partner with. So, but we do have 3,500 ones as well. So when these people call in, we vet them, we get their situation, get the level of care that they're going to need. So there's like 3 levels of care in Maryland. There's level 1, 2, and 3. We usually only focus with facilities can handle all levels, because if they only can handle level 1 or 2, if the resident declines, they're going to have to evict them or put them in another place. And if you're doing that, you're really just setting yourself up for headaches, because everybody declines. This is health. This is home. This is your agent. You're caring for seniors, so. And as the time goes by, they're going to decline, and you're just setting yourself up if you only got a level 1 or level 2. So level 3, you can have them all the way up into hospice. So based on where they're at, I'll contact the facilities, not me personally, but somebody in the office will contact all the facilities that are interested in. We have like an email list. So like this, we don't put the resident information in there. Obviously, we have a potential resident. This is how much they can afford. This is what they're looking like. This is their health situation. There's no contact information in there for them. There's no personal information in there for the about the resident, because obviously we're not going to just send mail blast their personal information. We're just telling them that we have somebody in this criteria, and if you're interested and you have a bed available at this price point, we have a resident for you. And if whoever calls back, say, hey, look, we're interested. Can we get the information? Bop bop. Now, what we do is we put a contract in place, so when we do send the lead over there to them, they just can't rough us off and take the money. So we do put a contract in place, an agreement that all the potential leads that we send to you guys, if you close them, we want first month's rent, which is, like I said, minimum $3,500 per resident. So we send that to them. They say yes. They sign the agreement. Hopefully, not all of them sign the agreement beforehand, but when they see a resident that they like, that based on the criteria we sent over, the information that we just sent, then they're more inclined to sign a contract. It is not a contract based on anything other than this particular client. Like, okay, if our company places this client for you, we need $3,500 back the month, the same month that they move in. You know what I mean? We're not waiting and all that. We want it the day they give y'all the check. We want our check. So, so that's the jargon in the contract. And then it's that simple. We just send the contact information. We send a contract. They send it back. If we already got an agreement, we don't have to sign a new one. We send the contract information over, and then we just kind of follow the process. They might schedule a tour. We don't go on the tours or anything, and a lot of times now they're doing virtual tours anyway, because they don't want extra people coming in, families visiting and all that stuff if they're not about to live there or be there every day. So once the virtual tour is scheduled, we're kind of still in touch with the client just for our own, just so we can keep our, maintain our interest in the actual transaction throughout the whole process. So they take the client. They like them. They do the virtual tour or the physical tour. They like them. They make a deposit. The facility pays us. We don't ask for anything from the family, because we don't ask anything from the family. They're going to pay them, and it's our job to get paid from the facility. And we also market our services to the families as free. Like, we don't charge y'all anything. We place y'all for free into like the top licensed, top rated assisted living facilities in your market. So that's pretty much it. That's what I just wanted to come on here and share with you guys today. And what I'll be doing now is in both of our Done For You programs, I'm going to be giving you this business model just to add on to the things that we're already going to help you with, just so you guys can have an opportunity to tap into those funds alongside whatever else you got going on. So that's it. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. And if you guys have any questions, I'll sit on here for a few more minutes and say, and give y'all a Q&A. So if there's anybody have any questions, feel free to post them. I think Douglas just posted, Alan, are you for hire for personal coaching as a business mentor? Am I for sale? Yeah, I got an OnlyFans page that you can rent me out on. Nah, but I got AlanChain.com is my website, so all my coaching programs and stuff is on there. I'm just kidding about the other stuff. I'm also posting another program, a one-on-one program for some people who might not want to do all the other stuff. I posted here as well. So I just posted two programs. The website is AlanChain.com, and then we got a coaching one-on-one program where I just talk to you directly every month. via text, email, regular phone calls, coaching calls every week, 60 minutes a week, where we chop it up and get you squared away with everything you need. And then also you got all the access to all the documents and things that I do. I don't do no administrative stuff, but the documents, the policies, and the things that we already have, you have access to that in the coaching program. No problem, Douglas. There any more questions? There's not many people on here. It's probably like a weird time of the day. But that's it. Hopefully you guys... Can you guys hear me? Like, because I can't really tell if y'all hear me clearly. Is it like clear? And was everything that I said like clear for you guys? And was it good? Did you guys understand what I'm talking about? You say we got 5 people on here. We got 5 people. Okay, cool. We got some hearts in the building. That's what it is. So yeah, so this business model that I just gave y'all a dope ass business model that it don't take no money to start. Like, you don't have to have no license, and just a regular business license, because you're not actually housing the seniors. You're not caring for them. You're just connecting the dots, just being a middleman, a placement agency, like a place for mom, but just like in your own community. Or like, you know, care patrol, stuff like that. So I'm just really going to lean into it this year. And just because, like, these are some of the things that, you know, a lot of people ran away from this business because of the COVID. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people were scared and they left. They were, you know, I don't want to be involved. I don't want anybody depending on me, or, you know, I don't want anybody getting sick on my watch. So I get that. And I was paralyzed for like the first 2 months. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't do nothing. I didn't hire anybody. I didn't do anything for the first 2 months of COVID. But I had to regroup. I had to consult some experts, the smartest people I had access to based on that subject, including my personal doctor, you know. So just about, you know, how I should be moving as far as a business owner in the community. And she gave me some game, and you know, other experts in the industry, some other home care owners, business owners, and home health and assisted living owners who are, you know, further along than me and got bigger facilities and dealing with bigger problems. You know, having these people in my network where I could just call them and say, hey, look, what are you guys doing? How are you managing? How are you functioning? So it got me back on my feet through COVID, but then also numbers just start getting weird. Some things went up, some things went totally away. So meaning that some places where we were making a lot of money, we weren't making any anymore. And the way we were getting leads, the way we were generating leads and referral sources, they just disappeared because people couldn't go into actual offices anymore. I was big on having like a community liaison prior to COVID, and somebody going out into the community, beating the street, knocking on doors, shaking hands on my behalf, so we could grow the brand and, you know, get deeper into the community. It's not always about going wide. Sometimes it's about going deeper and just developing a relationship, stronger relationships with the people you already in contact with. But it's been really hard because COVID, so I can't send nobody. I'm not about to be sending nobody to nobody's facilities. Anyway, facilities not letting nobody come in there anyway. So on top of the strategy I just gave y'all, the assisted living resident placement piece that we added, I had to do like a virtual. I had to like go deep dive into like phone calls and virtual stuff. So we've been doing a lot of stuff on Facebook, a lot of stuff on LinkedIn, and we've been making a lot of phone calls. We're doing at least eight. I'm trying to get it to 800 to 1,000 phone calls a week, where my assistants are calling potential referral sources in all our markets, in all the markets that we're doing business in. And again, just driving those, digging deeper into those relationships, trying to figure out how we could be of service. Like I always go to, when I present any type of, when I'm trying to sell my service, I'm never coming in there, hey, buy this from me. I'm always saying, how can we help? How can we help? How can we help your situation? What are you dealing with? What are you struggling with in your agency or in your facility, in your nursing home, in your rehab facility? what are the social workers? What are some of the problems y'all dealing with when it comes to seniors? How could we help? And then from that place, we begin to create a strategy or a win-win situation for both me and whatever the facility we targeted to work together. And I'm just trying to get them to give me some referrals for home care or some residents and stuff like that for the beds that we're trying to fill. So we couldn't do that. We can't do it physically no more. So now I hire people in the Philippines to make calls for me, and in Jamaica to make calls for me. Daily calls going out. Like I said, we're trying to do at least 1,000 calls a week, and I want to scale it to about 1,500 to 2,000 calls by the end of this quarter, and just trying to go up every quarter. So that's another thing. We had to change like everything we were doing. The money I was paying the community liaison, I had to let her go because I can't keep asking her to go. I'm not going to ask her to go out in the community when it's COVID. You know what I mean? You can't go nowhere. And if you can, you masked up. Nobody's receptive to no kind of somebody knocking on their door talking about marketing or any type of nothing. So we had to go around it. We got on the phone. So the money that I was using for the community liaison, now I'm paying to these people out the country. And they say, oh, okay, why are you using people in the Philippines and in Jamaica? Because for one, it costs less. I can get them to make calls for me for half of what I'm gonna get an American to make the same calls for me, and they talk the same, they got the same level of education, and so like Philippines, we like the Philippines because it's a lot of very good English speaking people in the Philippines and in Jamaica as well. So if you on this call and you've been around me for a while, you got some calls from my people. I guarantee it. Or you got a text message, and then all that's coming from Philippines and Jamaica. So, so that's it. So the two things that we added to our business, kind of pivoted and had to figure out based on COVID is the call center. We basically got a call center. We basically have a call center because the company that I work with, they weren't doing any real value until we came, and then when I came, it changed their whole little company in the Philippines, and then also I added where I can offer it to you guys on my consultation as part of my consultation business. So not only am I doing it for my own company, so I trained them up already. They already know how to pull the list, how to make the calls, how to develop these relationships. So now I've trained them to allow people on my AlanChaney.com stuff, all the people in my Done For You programs and stuff like that. And even, you could get the services directly without being in any of our coaching programs for 20-hour minimums, which is ain't nothing but $200. If you could find somebody in America that's going to make calls for you 20 hours a week for under $200, show me, point them to me, and I'm going to hire them today. So, with the same quality of, communication and phone etiquette that the people that we have. So, we offer that service to you as well. So those are the two things, and that's the reason why I jumped on this call today, just kind of tell you guys, it's not the same. Don't think that it's the same, but it don't mean you can't function, and you can't be flexible and agile and pivot in a way that you can still eat out here and do well. Because, truthfully, I don't even like to say it, but 2020 was probably one of my best years because a lot of people did bad. I don't like to say that, and people were losing their jobs and things like that. But for us, we're the way we function, the way we see things, and we're all. I was in COVID mode before COVID hit. I was already always looking for different ways to win and do better and systemize and outsource and delegate. So. And cut costs. So when it hit, obviously I was scared because of the actual disease, and people was dying, and we lost a lot of family members. So we dealt with some pain, on the personal side, but on the business side we didn't do bad at all. And that's just because we stayed diligent and we kept it going when everybody was running away from the fire. We was running up in it, and and we got rewarded for that. And that's what we plan to do, keep that energy going into 2021. same thing. But we obviously we got to do shit different, but we gonna still get a lot of things done. Somebody asked in the broadcast, what does that mean? I'm gonna push yes. I don't know what it is. She probably gonna jump on here and start talking. I am trying to purchase the done for you, but they are asking for full payment. Okay, if you're trying to make a payment plan, all you gotta do is text me or send me an email, or you could DM this page and I'll hit you back and I'll give you the link for the payment plan. So the payment plan is available. You just have to hit me directly, and then we'll talk about the payment plan based on your budget. We'll work out something that works for you. Like, I'm trying to make sure that everybody get access to this program. It's no reason, if you want to do this stuff and have access to the things we're helping people with, you can afford it, because we're gonna make sure you can afford it. We're gonna help all budgets. Choo. I'm just reading some comments before I jump off of here. Ambrosia, she said she came late. So basically, I was just covering like what I'm doing and how I kind of pivoted during the COVID and things like that. I started so I was already doing assisted living placement, like resident placement, but I was doing it like passively. When calls came in, we would just send them to leads and stuff like that. But because we got an abundance of calls, and I felt like people were struggling because the other referral sources, the placement services in my market weren't as aggressive because of COVID. I think everybody just backed up, and a lot of people got PPP money, and then I didn't get none. So it kind of forced me to keep going. Like, people was like lamping on their PPP money, like, oh, I got 10,000, I got 50,000, I got 100, so I'm just gonna vibe this year, just chill. Be like, we didn't get it, you know what I mean? And I was going to, but I said I'm only going to get it if I need it, and I never needed it, so we kept tapping in. There you go. Yeah, I got something going on. My office is blowing me up, talking about payroll and all this weird stuff. Wait, what are they saying?